Good morning. Welcome to our week one of Introduction to Cybercrime and the Environmental Laws and Protection. Okay? So guys, baka may marinig kayong music sa background. No, papasensya niyo na kasi may birthday sa kapitbahay. So, nag-video. Na? Sige. So let's start, no? We will discuss the computer and the internet history. So first, the history of the computer. So ipapakilala ko sa inyo si Charles Babbage, 1791 to 1871. Okay? So this Charles Babbage, he is the father of the computer, and he designed the two classes of engine, the difference engine and the analytical engine. So the analytical engine, no? How does it work? So this is the machine that Babbage created. So it has many essential features found in the modern digital computer. So this engine is programmable using punch cards. So an idea was borrowed from the jacquard loom used for weaving complex patterns in textiles. So the engine had a store where numbers and intermediate results could be held. And there is a separate mill where the arithmetic processing was performed. So this engine also had an internal repertoire of the four arithmetical functions and could perform direct multiplication and division. So this engine was capable of functions for which we have modern names like the conditional branching, the looping, the microprogramming, parallel, processing iteration, the latching, polling, and pulse shaping. Among others, though Babbage nowhere used these terms, it had a variety of outputs, including hard copy printout, punch cards. It can able also to plot graphs and the automatic production of stereotypes. These stereotypes are the trace of soft material into which results were impressed that could be used as molds for making printing plates. So, yan. So, the first generation ng ating computer was the 1937, no? Digital computer built by Dr. John B. Atanasov and Clifford Berry. So it was called the ATC or the Atanasov-Berry computer. So in 1943, the electronic computer also named the Colossus was built for the military. So other developments continued in 1946. So the first general purpose digital computer, the ENIAC, or Electronic Numerical Integrator Computer, was built in 1946. So the second generation computers from 1947 to 1962. So this generation of computers use transistors. Okay? So this UNIVAC 1, or what the UNIVAC stands for Universal Automatic Computer. This is first delivered to the Census Bureau in 1951. So it weighed some 16,000 pounds. Okay, then it used 5,000 vacuum tubes and could perform about 1,000 calculations per second. So it was the first American commercial computer, as well as the first computer designed for business use. So business computers like the UNIVAC process data more slowly than the IAS type machines, but it were designed for fast input and output. So the first few sales of this UNIVAC were to government agencies, the AC Nielsen Company and the Prudential Insurance Company. The first UNIVAC for business applications was installed at the GE General Electronic Appliance Division, or the GE Appliance. No? So this UNIVAC used to do payroll in 1954. But by 1957, Remington Rand, which had purchased the Eckert Muchley Computer Corporation in 1950, had sold 46 machines. So So in 1953, the IBM introduced the IBM 650 and 700 series. So the 700, sorry, the third generation, history of 700. So the third generation computer, 1962 to present, is the 1980 Microsoft Disk Operating System, or what we call or known siya na tinatawag na MS-DOS. It was born. So in 1981 also, the IBM introduced the personal computer for home and office use. Kasi noon, hindi ka magkakaroon ng computers kung wala kang dollars. Okay, no? Millions of dollars. Kasi masyadong mahal ang computer mo. Tapos, pag bumili ka ng computer, sa mga businesses lang talaga yung nagkanta ng computer kasi it can occupy one room, or two rooms. Okay? So, 3 years later, Apple gave us the Macintosh computer because eto kasi si Apple, they have this dream na to have a computer in each home. Kaya yun, they created the Apple Macintosh computer with its icon-driven interface, and the 90s gave us the Windows operating system. So what does the computer mean? A computer is an electronic device that performs processes such as calculations and operation based on the instructions provided by a software or hardware program. So nowadays, very significant ang computer sa ating lalo na ngayong COVID. So, ginagamit talaga natin ang computer sa ating online class, and we have also the mobile computing nowadays. Yung ating mga computers, our mobiles, na ituring na siya na computers or the mini computers. Okay? Because our mobile nowadays can process documents, can process also Excel, you can install applications through our mobile. So, yun. So, si computer, meron siyang primary categories. Number 1 is the hardware, and number 2 is the software. So, this hardware are the physical structure of the computer that houses a computer's processor, memory, storage, communication, ports, and peripheral devices. Kaya nga, di ba, sometimes napagkakamalan nyo na si CPU, si CPU is the container, okay, no? But CPU is inside the container, or the box of the computer. So, software, it includes operating systems and the software applications na ini-install natin. So, gaya ng mga Microsoft Word, mga Excel, other tools na ginagamit ng computer. So, yun si software. Okay? So, si computer is composes of input devices. Okay? So, what are these input devices? So these input devices are any hardware components that allows the user to enter data into the computer. So when you enter data into the computer, you use the keyboard, and when you hover, or select or choose, you use the mouse, to click the button. Okay. So these actions of mouse is you are allowed to enter the data when you are using a mouse or a keyboard. So, meron din tayo yung scanner para to input copies from paper into your computer. So, we will have also microphone to use voice for input into the computer. Ito yung ginagamit ko ngayon. The digital camera allows you to take pictures, and you can input it into your computer to capture PC video camera also. No, it allows you to take both video and images that you can input into your computer. So another devices is the output device. So this output device is any hardware component that gives information to the users. So the three commonly used output devices are the monitor, the printer, and the speaker. So these output device are the devices you use, to view the monitor, to display information, to view what you enter inside the computer. The printer, this output device, allows you to print the uh, the to print the document you created, or you input in the computer. So also the speaker, is the type of output that you will get a sound. You will hear the sound or the voice, of the you will hear the voice. Okay. So next, the storage media. So this component of the computers allows you to store the information. No? It keeps the data, the information, and the instruction you use for future use. Okay. So this storage keeps the software that makes the hardware also work. So there are many kinds of storage media, the hard drive, the floppy disk, the CD and the DVD, the USB flash drive. Okay, so this floppy disk, nag-exist pa ba siya ngayon? Parang may dinadata kaya sa mga pero hindi natin ginagamit, no? Usually, yung ginagamit natin ngayon, the flash drive, CDD and DVD, depende na lang sa requirements. Okay? So, hard drives, external hard drives, ito yung mga gusto natin. So, how to care, sa computer? You keep that away, okay, by, tawag ito, alinisan natin ng monitor, you keep the food away while you are doing something. So, you should use clean hands, treat with respect, respect natin yung computer natin. You keep the computer off pag hindi ginagamit. You stop the virus attack by installing antivirus. So, you should handle it with care. Not just only our computer, but also our mobile devices. Okay? Kasi ito yung ginagamit natin sa mga klase. So our next topic is the history of the internet. Okay? So the internet, kailan nag-start? It started way back in 1960s. So the internet, as a way for our government researchers to share information. So computers in the 60s were large and immobile. So immobile, and in order to make use of information stored in any one computer, you need to travel to go to the site of the computer, because this computer have magnetic tapes, magnetic computer tapes sent through the conventional postal system. So, ito yung mga indicator or mga catalyst. Okay? Kasi immobile na yung mga computer. Ito yung mga catalyst na why the internet it is invented. Okay? So another catalyst in the formation of the internet was the heating up of the Cold War. So when the Soviet Union launched the Sputnik satellite, it spurred the U.S. Defense Department to consider ways information could still be disseminated even after a nuclear attack. So this eventually led to the formation of the ARPANET, so the Advanced Research Project Agency Network. So ang internet noon ginagamit lang for military functions. So the network that ultimately evolved into what we now know as the internet, okay, the ARPANET, was a great success, but membership was limited to certain academic and research organizations who had contracts with the Defense Department. So in response to these other networks were created to provide information sharing. Kaya, nabuo si Internet. Okay? So the online world then took on a more recognizable form in 1990. So when computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web. So Bitzer, widely known as the father of the internet. So si Charles Babbage, ang father of the computer, si Bitzer naman ang father of the internet. So si President Bill Clinton presented a U.S. National Medal of Technology to Sir and his colleague Robert Deacon for founding and developing the internet. Okay, Michael Bauer, the original owner of the internet.org, before Facebook founder and CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. So the net is a worldwide system of computer networks. So it's also a means of connecting a computer to any other computer anywhere in the world via dedicated routers and servers. And now we are we are the one no who are um we are the one na nakikinabang no sa internet. Without internet today, siguro wala tayong klase because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tama ba? Without internet, we cannot call our loved ones outside the country. We cannot make text made from other places, no? Or we cannot make friends to other places. So the Philippines is tawag itong connected, no? The Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao is connected, no? Through internet. Kaya mga Pilipino, di ba? Nagkakaisa, no? Sa paggamit ng internet para lang, no? Makarinig tayo ng mga news, no? Mga balita, mga nangyayari sa bawat sa bawat places na meron ang Philippines. So, dito lang muna tayo kasi masyado tayong excited sa ating next topic. So, thank you so much for your time in listening to our discussion now. Thank you so much and God bless.